Within the matrix, within family structures and roles that we play with regards to our culture, our tradition, our religion, it can be anything, maybe our class, the place that we come from. We carry the collective wounding of that karma, the collective karma of this field in which we are raised. That affects us greatly. It affects the way we perceive life to be. And somehow all of this comes to be linked with our own individual karma. And all these places, they mirror the karma that we need to go through. So it is a little complex, how we come to be in certain fields, energetic fields that impact the way we experience life. And this also includes our ancestral karma, our family karma, and all the other stuff that we are plugging into for survival. So, when we awaken on the journey, what happens is that we break out of these fields. First of all, we break out of it energetically. We realize something greater than us has happened to us. We have met our soul in another body that has led to a deep soul recognition, which means that whatever was not soul, not the truth of your consciousness, that can no longer help you anymore. That no longer is something that you need to stay stuck in. So, your old patterns, the patterns that were formed in these fields, in these energetic grids, the karmic grids that you took birth in, that you were raised in, that you lived your life from that space, all of these will be coming up to be purged, to be released from your system. And what happens is you start becoming a different human being. To someone around you, they'll not recognize you the way you were, say, 6 months back or 1 year back. And there will be lots of people who would want you to keep playing the same role that they have known you to play. So, if there is family dysfunction, for instance, that has been present in your family of origin, so maybe your parents would want you to still play the role of that nice people pleasing daughter, or that nice fawning son with no sense of self. If there is a narcissistic parental figure, they would still want you to be controlled by them, right? So consciously, when you are very conscious and in your own space, when you are emerging in awareness, if you stay in the present moment, you will notice that these fields are playing their game, and your pain body is reacting to someone else's triggers for your pain body, and such things are happening. But what you will observe is that if you are very present and aware, it will cause you to observe a discomfort within you when you come back into these fields, when you come back in interaction with these people or with people who are like them. So, people who mirror the same energy as these people, the people who mirror the same wounds back to you, similar people but in newer human bodies, in newer human forms, newer as in new to you. You've never met them before, but it's the same archetype of energy. Like, suppose if there is a pattern with your mother, the same older lady who is behaving in this way, but she's a lady you've never met before, but the archetype is of the same old lady, right? So such things keep happening. So if you stay aware, you will notice the discomfort present because the pain is triggered inside of you. So the discomfort of that pain, the discomfort of that energy that is stored inside of you, nothing new that we experience has come to us from that moment. Like, say, you are walking down the road, you meet a stranger who starts talking to you, you feel uncomfortable, you don't like the stranger. It's not about the stranger that you're meeting at that time. It is about what they are triggering inside of you, the residue of all the other people that you met, the other strangers in your life that you met that actually gave you a bad taste in the mouth. So, this stranger just triggers something that is present already in the body. So, if you're not in the present moment, if you're not able to be aware most of the time, and you operate from the mind, and which is also okay because it's a part of the journey. You don't suddenly awaken to your awareness of the present moment and living from that higher consciousness, it happens eventually. So if you remain unconscious, then what will happen is now you will actually participate in the same unconscious ways. You will notice you're repeating the same patterns. And this is a year of retrogrades where we are relearning some very difficult lessons. And I will be doing a deep dive on retrogrades, the retrograde energy of this year on my Patreon. I will be sharing soon. So essentially, this ends up happening. And if you're somewhere in the middle, where most times you're aware and sometimes you go back to your unconscious self, you again become that little girl or the little boy who has to people please or who has to act in a certain way around certain types of people that represent the archetypes of old energies, then maybe after some time you will notice what has been happening, why certain patterns within you are still active. It's not to reprimand yourself or to be hard on yourself or to analyze yourself or to be too judgmental. None of that is the purpose of this information or this awareness that you have. But you just notice that your old self is dying, and it is dying very slowly. And if you hold awareness to how these patterns are playing out, if you genuinely on your own, you notice certain patterns within you, then you can always try to see the origin of these patterns, because otherwise they keep our energy going in the same direction over and over and over, and we keep repeating the same cycles endlessly without knowing anything, constantly existing in the consciousness of separation, of other people are separate from me. We constantly then can perpetuate separation with our counterpart within and without. And also we we can continue to feel like victims, we can continue to be in blame, in the mode of blaming other people, like I can't take responsibility for myself, so I somehow feel that others are doing this to me, or she said this to me, or that person said that to me, right? So, as a spiritual seeker, as a twin flame, somehow it gives you a lot of personal power to know your responsibility in the creation of your life situations. Actually, it ends up being deeply liberating for you if you take responsibility for the events that are happening in your life and you start to notice the place from which you create these events, often wounded places within us. And once that awareness has been brought there, the deep feeling has been felt, such recreation of experiences, they stop happening, and our twin flame also stops mirroring back to us what we are getting triggered by in their 3D behavior. So I just wanted to share this information that maybe will help some of you, especially those who have people pleasing patterns within, or who have gone through family dysfunction, who've gone through certain abusive situations in their childhood, where there is a lot of disempowerment that takes place that can unfortunately or fortunately still interfere with your awakened consciousness. It's almost like the reality that you're experiencing is tinged with an older reality, and it is only happening, it is only tinged with that older reality so that you let it come up, you see it and you relive it sometimes, especially because of the retrograde energies that support us to do this, and you release this pattern. So we stop recreating the same reality over and over, right? I hope that this helps you. If you wish to work one on one with me, we go very deep in these sessions. You can click on the first link in the description box, see the types of sessions that I offer, and then you can work one on one with me. You can also subscribe to my Patreon, where videos go very deep. Lot of spiritual insights for twin flames. Sending you love.